The Victorian mansion loomed, a monolith of grief. James, a sound engineer by trade, now a widower by fate, sought solace within its cold embrace. Emily was gone. Her laughter, once echoing through their small apartment, now existed only in the digital ether. He had brought her unfinished album, a collection of soulful melodies, seeking to complete her final masterpiece. The mansion, a recent inheritance, seemed the perfect sanctuary. It was a place untouched by time, shrouded in a silence as profound as his own sorrow. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay, and dust motes danced in the pale light filtering through grimy windows. Each creak of the floorboards, each sigh of the wind through the eaves, whispered of a past long gone. He set up his equipment in the grand ballroom, its once polished floor now dull and scratched. The silence pressed in on him, suffocating, until he pressed play, and Emily's voice, clear and bright, filled the void. For a moment he could almost believe she was there. The soundboard glowed, a lifeline in the encroaching darkness. Emily's voice, captured in digital amber, flowed through the speakers. Her voice, a spectral echo in the cavernous space. He adjusted the levels, seeking balance in the chaos of his grief. Her voice, a bittersweet comfort, a reminder of all he had lost. He worked through the night, the silence between takes deafening. Her voice, once so full of life, now carried a haunting quality. He imagined her in the recording booth, her eyes closed, pouring her soul into the microphone. Was it his imagination, or did her voice sound different in this house? Sadder, perhaps, or maybe just lonelier? Fatigue gnawed at him, blurring the line between reality and illusion. He began to hear things, faint whispers, rustling fabric, footsteps that faded as soon as he turned his head. He dismissed them as tricks of the mind, the product of exhaustion and grief. But the sounds persisted, growing bolder. He checked his equipment, certain there must be a logical explanation. A loose wire, perhaps, or interference from an old radio wave. But the equipment was flawless. The sounds, however, were not. They were too clear, too distinct to be mere static. They were voices, trapped within the very walls of the house. And they were growing louder. He became obsessed, poring over the recordings, searching for answers in the white noise and static bursts. There was a rhythm to the chaos, a pattern he couldn't quite grasp. A child's cry, thin and reedy, echoed through a distorted lullaby. A man's voice, thick with rage and pain, shouted into the void. And always Emily's voice, woven through it all, sometimes singing, sometimes whispering, sometimes screaming. Sleep became a distant memory. He ate only when his body forced him to. The house was a living, breathing entity, and he was trapped within its grasp. He began to understand. The house wasn't haunted in the traditional sense, it was a vessel, holding the echoes of every heartbreak, every joy, every scream that had ever transpired within its walls. And somehow Emily was connected to it. The mansion breathed. Each room possessed its own sonic signature, a tapestry of sound woven from the threads of its past. The dining room hummed with the murmur of countless conversations, punctuated by the sharp clinking of silverware. The nursery echoed with the ghostly laughter of children long gone, their toys scattered like forgotten memories. He wandered from room to room, headphones clamped over his ears, his equipment recording every sound. He was no longer simply finishing Emily's album. He was unraveling a mystery, following a trail of sonic breadcrumbs leading him deeper into the heart of the mansion's darkness. And as he listened, he felt a growing sense of dread. He was not alone. He was surrounded by the unseen, the unheard, the forgotten. The lullaby. He heard it everywhere now, a haunting melody that snaked through the hallways and seeped from the very walls. It was a simple tune, something a mother might hum to soothe a child. Yet, there was an underlying current of sadness, a dissonance that sent shivers down his spine. He recognized the tune. It was Emily's. She had hummed it while working, a calming presence in the chaos of their lives. But how? The lullaby predated Emily by decades. He had discovered sheet music tucked away in the attic, dated 1950, the year the house was last occupied. Emily, his Emily, hadn't even been born then. So why did this lullaby, a relic of the past, haunt his present?